Okay, this came up as a question somebody had asked me on the Baker's Dozen interview that I did. When I was asked about, how I felt about, elderly people and the handicap learning martial arts, I had talked about, a lot of them have to struggle to deal with their disabilities as is. And a lot of them have to struggle even more to deal with their disabilities in learning martial arts, but they become better and stronger for it. And I gave a few examples and names of people who could be considered handicapped or disabled or however you want to look at it, and that have really made something with themselves or have really done something to really push themselves and to give themselves that extra advantage, and just sucked it up and kept going. And people, this was the thing about it, all right? There's 5 things that I think everyone has to know when it comes to self-defense. I pointed this out in the Street Focus Jiu-Jitsu Handbook, also sold as Tao of Street Jiu-Jitsu by Dojo Press. The first thing I point out is that no matter who you are, I don't care how big you are, how strong you are, it's going to take hard work to get to that point to where you're going to be able to actually defend yourself. That means not just learning techniques, but that you're actually going to have to learn how to apply those techniques. And, if you're a little old lady or a guy in a wheelchair, those techniques are going to change based on your position, based on what you're learning. But the fact of the matter is, you can't predict who you're going to face in a fight. You don't know who your mugger is going to be. If your mugger is some 250-pound, steroided out former linebacker who lost his college scholarship because, he went and was busted for selling drugs, that's what you're going to be stuck with facing. And you might luck out and might get stuck with, the 95-pound crackhead. But either then, it takes hard work. And hard work isn't just physical, it isn't just mental, it's mental toughness. You have to have that educated awareness, yes. And you have to have that technical ability to deliver your strikes with enough speed and enough power to actually make them hurt, even if you're hitting a vulnerable area of the body. But you also have to put that hard work in there to be mentally tough, to look at yourself and say, okay, I'm not Superman, I'm not this, but I can do it regardless. You don't have to be superhuman or a super anything. You just have to be willing to say, I'm going to do it, and I don't care how long it takes me till I'm able to do it, I will do it. Good examples of this have been, the people that I mentioned who are born with natural handicaps. They get it in their mind, that mental toughness, that I'm normal, that I'm going to push it, that I'm going to keep going, and you have to have that. I know several older people who are the same way. They won't take a martial arts class or anything like that. They don't have the need for it, at least in their mind, because to them they have that mental toughness. And age doesn't matter. They're going to do it regardless. It's just something you have to accept. You have to have that hard work, that willingness to put forth hard work, and to accept that you have to work hard. There's no magic bullet. There's no I can gouge you in the eyes and that solves the solution. It doesn't happen like that. The other thing is you have to decide what you want to learn and get yourself mentally focused to learn it. If you want to be in a ring, it takes an entire different type of mental toughness for MMA than it does for mental toughness for military, or to deal with being jumped by 4 guys in the street and being mugged. And I'll get to that other part later, but you have to decide what you want to learn and how you want to learn it. Now, I'm all in favor of taking the steps to go through to train in competition martial arts, traditional martial arts, and self-defense based martial arts. I'm all for that, because when you train in the sport-based martial arts, yes, you apply your martial art against another living human being, but you also get this advantage that the same speed and accuracy you develop to throw a jab to the face to hit someone in the chin is the same speed and accuracy which is going to allow you to eye gouge them. And that traditional martial arts will help you, teach you serenity and control. And competition martial arts do that too, but a lot of times it kind of depends on the instructor. And the self-defense based martial arts will tell you how to take someone out in a fight. Well, when it comes to a position you're going to be in, to where walking away is going to benefit you more than kicking the crap out of someone, yeah, traditional martial arts do benefit by teaching you that. At the same time, if you're put in that position where you have to fight somebody Competition martial arts will help you do that. And if you're put in that position where you have to really hurt someone, the techniques in a self-defense based martial art will really help you to do that. And those are the extreme based cases. You also have to train the way you fight. A lot of people don't understand this. A lot of people hate it when I say this. One of the reasons that we do a lot of our training in street clothes, once you get past that basic phase of learning in street focused jiu-jitsu, the reason why I put it up on the home study course of me doing techniques on ice and asphalt, in boots and jeans, is because that's going to be generally what I'm wearing when I get into a fight. And if I'm wearing jeans and I can't move in them, I don't have the flexibility that I'm used to from wearing a gi or something like that, I'm going to be hit. I have to learn to train under those conditions. And sometimes it sucks. A lot of times it sucks. But that's just the way it is. In the Army, we have that saying, if it ain't raining, we ain't training. And in my dojo, we have the same joke. We'll go out when it's raining. We'll go out when there's snow on the ground. We'll go out when it's hot. And we'll go train in street clothes. And we'll do scenarios where we're dealing with muggers and stuff like that in street clothes and spar with the MMA gloves on. Because that's what you're going to be dealing with when you actually have to fight. I've even had a few girls put shorts on underneath their skirts just to get a feel for what the difference is going to be like when they have to fight, and they're wearing a little mini skirt trying to push or get off an attacker. The other thing is you have to learn to become your enemy. This might be a person who doesn't intend to harm you. They're just posturing, trying to look big, social violence. But you might find yourself in a predicament where someone is intending to harm you. This goes beyond the high level of social violence that I refer to as criminal violence to actual asocial violence, where the intention is to do you harm. You have to get in that mindset that if this person is trying to do you harm, you have to do harm back to them. And you have to be willing to do harm back to them and not care about the repercussions of the harm you do to them. Because, given the choice between going to jail or losing your life, either way you go, you're going to lose some part of your life. But at least after jail, you have a chance to start your life over. The other last thing is that you have to accept that you may have to break the law for survival. Long time ago, I read a story about a woman had no self-defense training whatsoever, but she was going to be attacked and gang raped by 3 men. And her defense to this, because she had maced one of the guys and it didn't even stop him and managed to run her down, and they had her pinned up against the storefront window, was that she took her empty can of mace that was no good and started smashing the window. When she broke the window, it sounded the alarm on the store. And as soon as the alarm triggered on the store, she picked up a piece of glass to defend herself. She now had a weapon, an equalizer, a force multiplier, however you want to call it. And she was able to, cut and slash and everything else to keep these people away from her. As a result of this, and even with the store video up there, the only thing that was done to her was she wasn't given any jail time or anything like that. It wasn't vandalism because she was breaking the window for malicious intent. She was doing so under, the whole duress of fear of being physically assaulted. And the only thing that happened from this was that she was dismissed on any criminal vandalism and actions taken. But at the same time, the store owner later went back and sued her for the store window, which she was going to pay for anyway. But sometimes you have to accept that you might have to violate the law, and self-defense is a legal thing. It will help you in court, but it won't do anything to keep you from not being arrested. And it's one of those situations where you have to learn, odds and options. What are your odds? What is the worst case scenario? What are the odds that you're facing now, and what are your options for that? If you have to perform a lesser evil to save your life or to save the life of someone else, and you don't do it, then you're taking your life in your own hands. And what I'm trying to talk about here, like I said, these 5 things you have to know about self-defense. You have to understand it takes hard work. You have to know what you want. You have to train the way you fight. You have to, be able to do harm to someone intending to do you harm on the same level of violence they're using to try to do it against you. And you have to be willing to accept that, you might face legal repercussions for your actions. Some good, some bad. You might get off, you might not, but you have to accept you may end up getting arrested simply for defending yourself. Different state laws vary. Here in West Virginia, it's a little bit different. If somebody attacks me in the street, if they throw the first punch, doors open for me. I can't legally kill them unless I believe they're going to try to severely harm me. But if 3 guys roll up on me and start something with me, then I can reasonably feel that my life is in danger because there's 3 of them and 1 of me.